Welcome to Cruise Through HTX, a podcast about the individuals, businesses, and organizations that make the greater Houston area great. My name is Freddie Cruz, and Belong Kitchen is the kind of organization that is doing so much good here in our hometown. It's a nonprofit that provides employment opportunities for individuals with developmental differences. The founder, Kim Brown, was inspired to start it when she realized the lack of employment options for her daughter after high school. Today, it's a thriving nonprofit that provides meals and grab-and-go options for customers that can be then prepared at home. And we talk all things Belong, as well as those world-famous cinnamon rolls. I had a blast getting to know Kim and the story of this incredible organization. And if you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did putting it together for you, please consider sharing and subscribing to the show from my website, cruisethroughhtx.com.
Hi, I'm Ed Sheeran. This is Bruno Mars.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
This is your man Flo Rida with Freddie Cruz.
This is AJ Mitchell with Freddie Cruz.
Freddie Cruz.
Freddie Cruz.
Tell your Chico pick Mr. 305 and you already know what it is.
My name is Freddie, and it's time to cruise through HTX. Walk me through the moment you decided to do this.
Well, I'm not sure it was a single moment. It had been building, I think, for years. But we have 3 daughters. Our middle daughter has developmental differences. And when she began high school, we started thinking about after high school and what her future would look like. As we got closer to graduation, we realized that there weren't very many opportunities for employment for her. And so it was really her junior year in high school, which was 2019, that we decided we were going to have to make something, create something for her. And so I began researching at that time and trying to figure out what her future would look like.
Have you always cooked as a family?
We have, I'm from Mississippi, and so what we do is feed people, but I do enjoy cooking for the family over the years, and had some what I thought were pretty good recipes for meals, and those are the recipes that we used in the beginning starting out.
Y'all, she brought cinnamon rolls, and they look amazing. I'm sure they taste amazing too.
Those are one of our signature items. They're pretty popular.
Yeah. How long did it take for you to perfect the craft of this cinnamon roll? Did it start with buying something out of the freezer and then you know what, we can do better and this is what we're going to do?
Actually, we had a volunteer that was helping us develop the cinnamon roll recipe, and it took longer than you might think. I would say several months of different methods, whether we're doing a single rise or a double rise, and the icing. And so there's a lot that goes into that. It's very labor intensive, but I think we finally got it.
By labor intensive, do you mean arm curls and tasting? Or
That too, for sure.
Are you talking about like rolling the dough out, or is it just, hours and hours
It just requires some science, right? You've got to get the yeast to rise, and so there is some specificity with that. You can't just throw it together.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about baking, is that you have to go by the book. There is no, I'll just add a pinch of this, and if it tastes bad, then I'll add a pinch of that.
Correct.
Yeah. What else do you enjoy making the most when you're with your family at Belong Kitchen?
So really what we specialize in or focus on are the family meals, and those are grab-and-go meals that would feed 4 to 6 people. The idea is you're too busy to cook, you don't have time running around with the kids, so drop into Belong, grab dinner, take it home, and put it in your own oven. So that's really the bulk of what we started doing.
This episode of Cruise Through HTX is brought to you by my media company, Speak Podcasting, on the web at spekepodcasting.com in our first online course of 2024. I'm excited. It's called PodQuest, Cracking the Code to Creating a Binge-Worthy Show. This is for 2 types of people, all right? 1, aspiring podcasters who want to launch their show on the right foot. And 2, unfocused podcasters who know they're unfocused and they want to relaunch with a clearer and more concise vision for who their ideal listener is. It's futuristic, it's interactive. We got some really cool video content for you, and it's using storytelling techniques. As you know, I've written 3 novels over the past 5 years, and so this right here was super fun for the team and I to create, and we can't wait for you, the future podcaster or current unfocused podcaster, to enroll and take the course. Check it out at speakpodcasting.com/podquest. What was the first time that you had realized that, wow, okay, this is going to work, and we've got something that is going to really change the way people look at work for people like your daughter?
Yeah. I think during COVID, we were looking for our lease space. We always wanted to have a brick and mortar location, but that got difficult during COVID. And so I got tired of waiting, and we actually just started cooking out of my home. I had about 6 friends and my daughter, and so we just started testing recipes. And what we would do is sell our meals on Instagram on Sunday nights. And then we would cook Tuesday and Wednesday, and customers would come pick them up on Wednesday. And so that was really a chance for us to see what customers would want, what recipes worked, what the strengths were for some of the different employees. And so I think the fact that we were selling out every week in my home just sort of gave us that confidence and that encouragement to keep moving forward toward the brick and mortar.
It's like you're A/B testing. You know?
Yes. And that wasn't the original intent, but with COVID and with not having a lease space, that's just sort of what we did. We just jumped right in.
Yeah. I love that. And I've never read the book, but I just love the title. It's Ready, Fire, Aim. You just acted.
We did. And, that can be scary.
Yes.
And it definitely was. But I think I just, along the way when we started in our backyard fundraising for the idea, and just we met a lot of families along the way that were similarly situated, that had young adults that needed this. And so we just were able to build on that and continue to meet new people. And I think the community as a whole just recognized the need.
Absolutely. Let's talk about what you did before going full-time as the founder of Belong Kitchen with your family. You were an attorney.
I was. I practiced here in Houston, plaintiff's personal injury law for over 20 years. And I feel like I have been so fortunate. I had a wonderful legal career. I really enjoyed that. Growing up as a kid, that's what I always wanted to do. And so I got to do that, and I was blessed with a really good firm, really good mentors, and really enjoyed that. And then it was sort of time to either change firms or retire from that. And that sort of coincided with our daughter approaching graduation. And so it really all worked out to step away from the law and start this.
And I've never seen you on a billboard or on top of an 18-wheeler or with an axe or with a hammer breaking things.
No, back in the day, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, that is true. Everyone loves a good gimmick, though. Let's talk about your daughter and how things are going, and what you do to motivate her and your team that are at Belong Kitchen when maybe things don't, maybe orders are down one week, or maybe they're down month over month. And so how do you keep them motivated to keep going? Like, this is a worthwhile mission. People love you, and the community is rallying behind you, even though the numbers might not, you don't see the people coming in through the doors ordering the food.
Yeah, I think that for my daughter and for all of the employees, the opportunity to come to work every day and see each other, see their friends, know that they're creating a product that they can be proud of, that customers are excited to purchase and support. She definitely has benefited from this. She's more confident. She's learning new tasks every day. And so I think just keeping it fresh in the kitchen, we've been so fortunate with the response from the community that particularly, summer can be slow. A lot of our customers travel. But we try to keep it interesting in the kitchen. We learn new skills. We play some kitchen games and just try to have a little more fun during the summer or during downtimes. But honestly, as we continue to grow, we're expanding our offerings from just the family meals. We're now doing dine-in lunch. We offer business catering. And so we don't have a lot of downtime. We're keeping ourselves busy and sort of learning to expand and grow with our customers.
Yeah, that is awesome. And the reason why you're here is because I learned of you through Sylvia Cáceres, who runs Sylvia's Enchilada Kitchen. So is this something that you all had considered adding to your menu, or you're going to add it to your menu, or was this like a fun thing, or can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so the way that actually happened was I reached out to see if they would be willing to be a guest chef. And we have a guest chef program where we bring in some of the top chefs from Houston, and they teach us a recipe in our kitchen, and then we reproduce that for our customers. And so it allows our employees the opportunity to meet and work with a real chef, because I'm certainly not. And then it allows our customers to go pick up a meal from a restaurant, but they get to enjoy it in the comfort of their own home. And so we've had a lot of success with that program. We've worked with Brennan's, we've worked with Kate McLean from Tony's, Johnny Carrabba, Aaron Bludorn, and so Houston has really embraced us and been so generous. The Sylvia's deal was unique and was so fun because our employees got to go to Sylvia's. And so she hosted a cooking class, and that was really fun for them to get out of the kitchen. We made tortillas, we tasted different sauces, and so that was a fun summer field trip.
Absolutely. What is your team's favorite thing to prepare?
Well, we have some employees that are, for instance, expert grillers. And so some of our guys really enjoy cooking the meat and making the meals, while others enjoy baking. My daughter actually likes washing dishes, which seems odd, but we need that. And so
Can I hire her?
It's nice to have her at home too, because that transfers. But yeah, so we work with them to try to find what their interests are, what their strengths are. Macaroni and cheese is a big hit. We also offer dine-in lunch now, and so they have fun making hamburgers, and we really try to keep them interested in what we're doing. And we're also starting an employee-inspired recipe program where employees can bring in a family favorite or something that they've always wanted to learn, and we'll practice that and then feature that.
Love that. What is your advice for families like yours who are navigating the terrain of what do we do? What's our next step? You know, they're growing, they're evolving, and we need to do something different.
Yeah, I think times are changing, and that's good. My hope with Belong is that it changes the perception of the general public about what these individuals are capable of. I want to broaden that and raise that so that when people walk in and see my daughter working, that seems to be the norm rather than the exception. And so I hope that families that are coming up with young adults that have differences will be encouraged and know that there are more opportunities out there. There's so much emphasis on early childhood intervention, and the schools are doing the best that they can in terms of support, but we're really starting to see growth in the area of employment. And so I think that's only exciting and only going to get better.
Talk about early childhood intervention. What is that for someone who doesn't know?
Yeah, so our daughter was 6 months old, and she just wasn't reaching those milestones that are typical. And so we began a course of diagnosing, and she underwent physical therapy, occupational therapy. She certainly had tutors over the years. And so I think it's typical to inundate them when they're young with everything that you can think of to throw at them, right? In the hopes that that will allow them to catch up. And so that's certainly what we did. And academically, she just wasn't catching up. And so to give you kind of an idea, she would probably be reading right now on a second grade level. But at the same time, she's able to adjust and sort of, she's very social. She loves being around people. And so she's much more functional than, let's say, someone who's reading on a second grade level. And so I just think you have to find those strengths and figure out an option for what they would enjoy. And, you want them to have purpose. One of the things about Belong is that we feel like it's important that they earn a paycheck. I think sometimes you and I take for granted what it means to have a paycheck and a paying job and the dignity that comes with that and how much that can do for an individual.
Oh, absolutely. And it is very easy to take for granted the biweekly direct deposit or the check coming in from a client.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Any other messages for people watching, people listening about Belong?
I think Belong is a story of community coming together. Certainly our employees are having the time of their life, but they're supported in the kitchen by volunteers from within the community. And those volunteers come every shift, every week, all year long. And then just the customers. I think that, Belong is something that's easy to get behind. It's easy to feel good about purchasing a meal or supporting what we're doing. And so it's really just a story about everyone coming together within the Houston community, guest chefs, leaders in the restaurant industry helping us make this work. And so it's renewed my faith in mankind and in the goodness of people. People really do want to help and they want to do good. And so that's been the neatest part, is just seeing how everyone plays a part in making it a success.
500 years from now, someone reads the story of Belong Kitchen. What do you think and or hope they will take away from it?
I hope it gives them hope. I hope in 500 years things are very different, and they'll look back on this and be amazed at how much more opportunity there is, how much more inclusion there is, and that if they have differently developed or abled children, they have a much brighter future and outlook than we did, in the years past. But I definitely think we're heading in the right direction, and I just think, the name says a lot. I think whether you're typical or whether you have learning disabilities or differences, we all want to find a place where we feel like we fit in and where we belong. And I think that's really important.
Love it. Y'all, please check them out. It is belongkitchen.org. Thank you so much for coming by the podcast and for these, what I know will be delicious cinnamon rolls that I may or may not share with the family. Don't judge.
Really appreciate the opportunity to share.
Thank you.